Ground ball. McLean, second. 12 in a row. The oldest team in professional baseball has its 5th ever winning streak of a dozen straight.
Our job every day is to try to kick somebody's ass. I mean, that's why we're here.
That is caught. Left center. Reds win.
This ball is launched high and very deep to right, long gone. It's second of the night. Ellie De La Cruz.
Short lead for Pena. Logan drills it. Do you believe this? That's going to be gone. Back to back. Walk-off home runs. How about this? Cameron is back. He's back. He's back.
And a swing and a drive. Deep left field. This one belongs to the Reds.
Swung on and hit
Deep to left field. That ball is going to be gone. Home run. And the Reds put it tied to 4.
Goes to second one. Around to first. Got a double play. And the Reds sweep the Cubs. Breaking ball. Hit high. Hit deep. Way back there. And gone into the second deck and left. Christian Encarnacion Strand walks it off.
Archer does it in his major league debut. He gets the final 3 outs, and the Reds get an extra inning win. A thriller 5-4.
Swung on. Fly ball. Hit the deep right field. That ball is going to be gone. A grand slam home run by Mike Cameron.
2 outs, 2 on. Reds down by 1. Larkin down the line. It's a winner. It's a winner. Here comes Tucker. Here comes Steins. Larkin's won the game. Barry Larkin gets mobbed. Look at this scene. It's synergy.
The stretch, the pause, and the pitch. And a line drive, base hit left center field. A single for Aaron Boone. And this one belongs to the Reds. The Reds have won 8 in a row.
Kobayashi with a long look, turns it loose, and Dunn hits it to deep right. It's all over. And this one belongs to the Reds. The Reds have won their 5th game in a row. They've defeated the Cleveland Indians on an Adam Dunn 3-run home run, 4-2. In on the corners at first and third. 2 on, nobody out. Here's Royce Ring pitching, no bunt. Ground ball by the third baseman into left field. Jay Bruce rounds third. This one belongs to the Reds.
That's it pretty good. Guess what? He doesn't need speed. That's gone. He's the king of the Queen City tonight.
With 1 out here in the 11th inning, you sure got to go now.
1 on, pull down the left field line. That ball is going to get the winning run in. Here comes Jay Bruce rounding third, heading toward the plate. And this one belongs to the Reds.
Huge situation for Votto. Why you paying the big bucks to deliver the goods with 2 outs in the 9th inning? Can he do it? In the gap, right center field, and Votto delivers the goods.
Hit deep center field. Hank Hill going back at the warning track. Oh, he gets one. It's gone. Joey Votto is delivered.
Reds fans, what's going on? Happy Wednesday. It's another hot day here in the Queen City. I'm Hunter Hurst, and that's Ricky Logan on the right side of your screen. We're here for the Chatterbox Reds pregame show. Reds looking to sweep the Yankees tonight, Ricky. How are we feeling?
Feeling great. I hope we can break out those brooms tonight because I think we deserve it. We deserve a good sweep of the hated New York Yankees.
Be 2 straight years with a sweep of the Yankees. Obviously, 14 and 15 against the Yankees since 2003, 5-7 in GABP. Chase Burns, obviously the main story last night, besides the Reds win, is Chase Burns makes his debut. Fantastic debut. Crowd was electric at Great American last night. Was lucky enough to go. What did you see from Burns? Obviously, everybody wants to talk about he starts with 6 Ks to open his career, but what did you see, poise-wise and everything else?
I saw somebody who looked very comfortable out there. He had some pitches where he missed high, just I think from nerves. But even when he got behind 3-0, he found a way to battle back and not walk anybody. And, he had the ambush home run in the 4th from Ben Rice. But, he looked as advertised, if not better. And that's exciting because that's another ace you could add to this rotation with the way Hunter Green's pitched this year and with the way Andrew Abbott's been all season, it feels like. And to add Chase Burns into that rotation is it's a dream come true, honestly.
Yeah, a dream come true that's the way to put it. It feels like you added just another complete stud who's just going to shove once every 5 days to a rotation. I think the biggest thing for me is the fifth inning, because obviously the fourth, you have the home run by Rice, the misplay by Friedel that ends up in the triple for Volpe. It comes out in the fifth inning. Oswaldo Perez gets a single off of him and then steals second base. So there's nobody out. You're dealing with obviously the top of the Yankees order after Perez, and he just goes 1, 2, 3 through Grisham, Rice, and Judge. And Rice had homered off him the inning before. Aaron Judge had singled off of him. Didn't hit the ball hard last night, but I mean he put one in the upper deck on Monday. So it was so awesome just to see how poised he is, and I think he's 23, if that, and just a fantastic fifth inning from him. Obviously running out of gas and was able to get the job done, and eventually the Reds got him off the hook for the loss.
Yeah, I mean he was incredible, and to talk about the first 5 strikeouts, that's the first pitcher in the expansion era to ever strike out the first 5 batters they faced to open their major league debut. I mean that's. Not only was it a dream come true, it was historic. I mean, it's everything you've ever wanted in a first-round pick. And then I know there was a lot of people, including myself, that were kind of, I don't want to say upset, but just kind of shocked that we didn't take Charlie Condon or Jack Caglione with the first pick because we felt like we needed offense. But, I mean, we couldn't ask for a better pitcher out of that draft.
No, I mean, you couldn't. It's essentially Schemes 2.0 to a point. Obviously, this stuff is it's just as good. It's a different pitch mix, but I mean, the changeup was the one that astonished me. We know about the fastball, we know about the slider, but the changeup that he threw Cody Bellinger for that 4th strikeout was disgusting. I think Reds and Ford described it as a career-altering pitch for Chase Burns. If he can throw that changeup for a strike, it's also 92 miles an hour, which is that's gross.
That's almost Abbott's fastball.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's nuts. But some news headed in. We'll get back into the post game in a minute. Ryan Vilade called up for the Reds today. He's played every position, I believe, except catcher and first this year, has raked in AAA, hitting at about 280. What are you looking for from him for the Reds? He's not in the lineup, but he's available off the bench, and I think he gives them some flexibility with bench options with the current injuries going on.
Yeah, his debut game for Louisville, he had a home run. I wouldn't expect him to have a ton of power coming in the lineup, but he offers some flexibility defensively, especially with Connor Joe going on the IL. He kind of fits that utility role. I think he's an upgrade over Garrett Hampson, but the news was that the Cardinals actually had claimed Garrett Hampson off waivers, so it's like a kind of like a pseudo trade in a way. And I think we maybe won the battle of the waiver claims on this one.
I definitely think that as well, and obviously best of luck to Garrett Hampson if he's not playing for the Cardinals down the road. Honestly, there's no room for Garrett Hampson on the roster, is just the way that I look at it. I think it gives Tito a ton of flexibility to have Vilade off the bench, with him being able to play so many positions. I guess they didn't want Lux to play the field last night because Espinal hit in the 10th, which I still, for the life of me, don't understand why Espinal took that at bat in the 10th inning. But nonetheless, it worked out. I think he didn't pinch hit for him because he didn't want Lux at third in a clutch situation. But with Vilade being able to play everywhere, that's huge for the options off the bench late in games. If the game tonight and games down the road are, they wind up like they did last night.
Yeah, and so far in AAA, or I guess I should say in the minors, I think he probably been in AAA all year, but 279 average, 7 home runs, 34 RBIs, 6 stolen bases with an 874 OPS. Probably a little bit inflated just being in the AAA, but I mean, if you can get a guy that can come in and put a ball in play and maybe not strike out or not ground into a double play, just be flexible and get on base. He's got a little bit of speed. I don't think he's a wheel burner, but he does have 102 career stolen bases in the minors. So, I mean, maybe he just gives us a little flexibility off the bench.
Maybe, and that's what. At the end of the day, in these late inning spots, Tito's always thinking about defense, whether it should be or not. That does give the flexibility that maybe, just maybe, Santiago Espinal is not going to be taking clutch at bats with a runner in scoring position against right-handed pitchers.
You can only hope. You can only hope, especially with that at bat. If you want to talk about it, the at bat last night where you put down the bunt. Well, you attempt the bunt. He throws it inside. You foul it off, and then the second one you pull back and try to do the bait and switch, and then you just pop up to the first baseman. I mean, that was just a treacherous at bat, and it sucks because that's a crucial at bat that we got lucky and Lux had the walk off hit the next inning, but I mean it could have been avoided. It could have happened earlier, maybe, I don't know, but it was just a brutal at bat.
Yeah, it's a spot that he shouldn't be in too. I think is the thing for me is everybody knows he can't hit right-handed pitching. I mean, I think I saw something. He's slugging he has a 418 OPS this month. I mean, that's not going to get it done, and especially not against right-handed pitching, which is the side that he just does not hit the ball hard against. Doesn't really hit the ball hard ever, in my opinion, but he's in the lineup, and he provides a good glove, is the best that I can say about Espinal. He is in the lineup tonight, as you see. Back to the good things about the game last night. Spencer Steer is heating up. 3 hits. I feel like nobody's talked about Spencer Steer getting the hit that tied the game, or Spencer Steer had a double earlier in the game, and he's just been quietly picking it up as of late.
Yeah, I mean, it's been huge. Over his last 7 games, he's batting .429 and slugging .714. He's does have no walks in that span, but I mean, if you're hitting and putting the ball in play and getting on base and putting the ball out of the ballpark, he's got 2 in his last 15 games. I don't think he's going to be a bopper as far as like a home run guy. I think maybe a couple years ago might have been sort of a fluke, but I think if he could hit 20 and drive guys in, he had 92 RBIs last year. He's in a weird spot because he's not a high average guy traditionally, but he's a good kind of like not middle of the order, but maybe batting 6th, 7th-ish bat if everyone's in the lineup and healthy. So it's good to see, especially him. Tyler Stevenson last night getting 3 walks also. Like that kind of got overlooked a little bit too. And CES with the weak double that scored the bases scoring double. I mean, it was huge. It was nice to see those guys be the guys that are the ones driving in runs and not just relying on Ellie.
Yeah, very nice to see. And we'll get into the pregame show and everything else. One last thing I want to say is last night, I mean, I was lucky enough to be in attendance. There were almost 40,000 people at GABP. And maybe it's me thinking negatively at sometimes, but I was just wondering why it can't be like this all the time. And I'm not oblivious to the fact that, the Yankees are in town and it's the summer and everything like that. But I just feel like there's a lot of guys on this team who are just busting their ass for this city and this fan base day in and day out. I mean, you have your highest paid player, Nick Martinez, pitching out of the bullpen to try to help the team win in between starts. Ellie, we talked about his sister passed away earlier this season. He didn't miss. I mean, if it weren't for the stoppage, he would have missed that game, but he was back the next day after the funeral. And I think for a team like the Reds, where it seems like every dollar matters, it'd be huge if we could continue as a fan base to show up. I mean, there weren't a ton of Yankee fans there last night, it didn't feel like. I would just love to see it when there's this homestand coming up after the road trip. The Rockies and the Marlins are in town. Nobody wants to watch those teams play, but hell, we all want to watch the Reds play. And if we want them to buy, they need to go at least 5-2. You'd love 7-0, but 5-2 on that homestand. And just give this team a chance to win because they bust their ass for us. We need to show up for them.
Yeah, I couldn't say it better myself, especially with the upcoming series that we have this weekend being against the Padres, who were chasing in the wild card. And not to mention, sneakily, we're only 4 games back of the division. So, I mean, I never say never, but there's a chance, man. We get hot and go on a run, we could easily be in contention for this division. The Cubs are a good team. They have a really good lineup, but their pitching's in flux. You don't know exactly what they have. They've had some injuries. So if we catch fire and guys come back healthy and start to produce, and Hayes comes back and if he could be what he was to start the season, and you get Noel V. Marte back and he can somewhat do or replicate what he had going on, the sky's the limit for the offense, and not to mention how good the pitching's been this season.
Yeah, and it's still to the point. I don't think we've seen this team fully healthy once in one game. They weren't even fully healthy on opening day.
Right.
And that's the time that you would think everybody's healthy, everybody's got a clean slate. We had a guy who had 6 spring training at bats hitting, I believe he hit cleanup on opening day with Spencer Steer. And it's just outrageous that, and obviously I'm guilty of it as well, that I freak out every time that they lose just about. But they're 4 games over 500. They've won some games they probably shouldn't have won to kind of counterbalance those games that they lost that they should have won. So I think, headed into this second half after the All-Star break, which is crazy to me that that's like 2 weeks away. But
right.
It's nuts. They've got a shot to get hot. And if we want to see them play in October baseball, showing up is really important.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, we'll go ahead and move into the lineup for the Reds tonight. TJ Friedel, Matt McClain, and Ellie De La Cruz, same top 3. Tyler Stevenson gets the day off from the field, will hit 4th and be the DH. Spencer Steer, 3 hits last night, including that game-tying hit we mentioned. Jose Trevino, who has been not trolling, but having some fun with his old Yankee teammates with his walk-up music, will bat 6th, Reese Hines 7th, CES 8th, and then Santiago Espinal 9th with Brady Singer on the mound. What do you think about the Reds lineup tonight? Obviously, Max Fried on the hill for the Yankees. Going to be a tough matchup in general against the lefty, but lefty the caliber of Fried presents a different challenge.
Yeah, Fried is a just phenomenal pitcher. He's signed that massive contract with the Yankees this offseason. He's 9-2 with a 2.05 ERA, and I don't know, like OPS plus is what we use for hitters to kind of describe like if they're above average or league average. ERA plus is kind of the equivalent for pitchers, and Max Fried has a 197 ERA plus, so that means he's 97% above average. So that's kind of good,
Pretty good.
But as far as the lineup goes, active Reds are 0 for 5 against Fried so far. Gavin Lux is 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts. He's not in the lineup today. Jose Trevino's 0 for 2, and Tyler Stevenson's 0 for 1, which honestly could be a good thing. But Fried's pitch mix is scary. You have a cutter that goes 93, a sinker that goes 93, a 4-seam fastball that goes 95 and has 11 inches or 14.7 inches of rise. So it appears to rise 14.7 inches out of his hand. And he also has a curveball, a cutter, and a changeup that just, his pitch mix, he's got 7 pitches, and he's going to use all of them, and it's going to be really hard to hit. But if we can put the ball in play and not strike out against him, I kind of like our chances. I don't trust the Yankees defense a whole lot. I don't think Volpe is that good of a defensive shortstop, and I don't think Jazz Chisholm's that good of a defensive third baseman or anywhere in the infield, honestly. But if we can just get contact off of them, I think we can maybe sneak a couple runs in.
Yeah, I think the same thing, especially where a lot of the guys haven't faced him, and the ones who have, 2 at-bats is the maximum you've seen.
Yeah.
It's a little different than if this was the divisional opponent and, if Max Fried played for the Brewers and you just can't touch this guy. I remember Freddie Freeman saying I could take 300 at-bats against Jacob deGrom and I'll be lucky if I get 1 hit.
Yeah.
I think the unfamiliarity will play into kind of the sort of advantage for the Reds. I think that'll be huge, and that they have a shot. They really have a shot to get to Fried early as well. If he's starting out with first pitch fastballs to these guys, go hunting. Why not?
Yeah, and Friedel has pretty good reverse splits also. So he's not he's not. I don't think he's better against lefties, but he's not Santiago Espinal or Gavin Lux, or he's not Gavin Lux against lefties, and he's not Espinal against righties. So if he can get on base and then maybe work him around, he'll play a little small ball, maybe get him on, get him over, get him in, and then we get to the power of the lineup. I don't know. If we could just get contact, I do like our chances a lot. And as far as I guess we could talk about Brady Singer's averages in May. Like in May, opponents hit Brady Singer 301, but in April they hit 232 and 224. For Fried, I think opponents are hitting just like 225. Like it's crazy how unhittable he really has been. And against Boston, Fried had 3 earned runs against Baltimore, 2 against Boston and Kansas City in his last 3 starts. He's got a 3.25 ERA in his last 7. So he's been hard to hit, but like you said, with the unfamiliarity, I think that we could maybe sneak some in.
Yeah, and I think it'll be important for Singer. I think it's going to be a battle for him tonight. Obviously, the Yankees lineup is what it is. They've been struggling lately, but these guys, they're still the Bronx Bombers. I mean, they've lifetime as a team are hitting 333 against him. With Judge 5 for 13, 3 walks, 4 strikeouts. I mean, Bellinger's homered off of him twice. This is a test for him for sure. Sometimes he'll rise to the occasion. 3-3, 3.23 ERA in his last 7, 18 walks, 28 Ks in that time. I think for Singer, it's important. I don't think it's just important. I think it's vital that he gets through 6 tonight. Bullpen's taxed. Outside of the guys who didn't pitch last night in Pagan, Barlow, and Rogers, I don't really know who's available.
Yeah, the bullpen has just been taxed here lately. According to RotoWire, I have Richardson threw 16 pitches yesterday. He didn't pitch on Monday, and he only threw 6 on Sunday. So here's a chance we might see Richardson in back-to-back games, and then Jabot only threw 18 on Tuesday, so maybe we might see him too as well, should we have to. I mean, obviously, you'd love to see Santillan come in and get, strike out the side or something, and then, turn it over to Pagan in the 9th. But, yeah, the bullpen has been pretty well used, especially with the bullpen game. I mean, I think Nick Martinez is the projected starter for Friday, so I probably doubt we see him come in relief, but stranger things have happened. Maybe he comes in for an inning and he gets lucky and gets a low pitch count, and just something, I don't know, just something crazy happens and he gets like maybe a 1-2-3 on 3 pitches or something. But I wouldn't look forward to that. But then Connor Phillips threw 13 pitches yesterday. Looked kind of shaky with the pass ball. Probably could put the blame on Stevenson with his positioning with the one knee down. But yeah, the bullpen has just been used a lot here lately.
Yeah, they definitely have. And it would be so obviously you have a day off tomorrow, but it would be so big for the Reds' success this weekend against a good Padres team if you're able to get 6 or 7 out of Brady Singer. I'm asking for 6, 110 pitches, hopefully, for Singer. Obviously, it's brutal outside with the weather, around 95 degrees, and rained in the middle of the game last night, so it's still humid outside. If he can get you through 6, I really believe this is a huge, huge win, not only tonight, but down the road for the Reds.
Yeah, I mean, anytime you can say you swept the Yankees, I mean, it's huge, and especially with us being in contention for the wild card and then even in contention for the division, especially looking forward to the upcoming series this weekend. I mean, if you can pull off the sweep, that's just put us, 5 games over 500. I think it'd be a season high. It gives you a lot of momentum going into this weekend series.
Yeah, looking at the Yankees lineup tonight, obviously outside of Aaron Judge, who do you think the most important out for Singer in this game is going to be? I think he goes through 3 times. The there's going to be some outs in this game where guys are going to be on. Obviously, Judge is number one guy. You have to get him out if there are runners on. And hell, if there's anybody on, I'm walking him at that point. But outside of Judge, who do you look at as a guy Singer has to get out tonight?
I think you could probably do a toss-up between Giancarlo Stanton and Ben Rice. Ben Rice has a ton of power. We saw with that home run he hit off Burns yesterday. He's got 14 home runs this season. Stanton coming off the IL. He's hitting. I think last time I checked, he was hitting around 300, but I think that might have dipped with the game on Monday. But over the last 7 games for Ben Rice, he's batting .333 and slugging .708 with 2 home runs. So if he could get past Judge, Ben Rice isn't a sleeper either. He's kind of like the left-handed Aaron Judge, not as big. He's 6'2". Judge is 6'7". But I've seen some like comparison videos between the two, and Ben Rice has been copying Judge's stance. He's been copying his swing, and you can tell he's hitting a ton of home runs. He's got an OPS of 819 this season. So I mean, he'll be a tough out for sure.
Definitely be a tough out. That's exactly where I was headed with it too. So I don't really have any rebound. I'll just reiterate what you said. Yeah, Ben Rice is going to be huge. Batting behind Judge in the 2-hole behind Trent Grisham tonight. That's the top 3 for the Yankees. Looking around the Central, you said Reds are only 4.5 back now, I believe. The Pirates and the Brewers played today. Mizrowski won that battle. That guy's unreal for Milwaukee. He's fantastic. We'll go ahead. Yeah, believe the Brewers ended up winning that game. I never saw the final, but Cubs are back in St. Louis tonight. They dropped the first 2 of the series, I believe. Thriller last night. Great play by Arenado to end that.
Yeah.
Reds obviously playing the Yankees, and then already mentioned both the Cubs and the Cardinals and the Pirates and the Brewers are playing each other. So, this is – let those guys beat up on each other. We don't have a division. I don't even know the next time we have a divisional opponent. I think it's after the break, but let them beat up on each other. Hopefully the Reds can get a win tonight. You got a note down here for choke percentage. Now I don't exactly know what that is.
I don't either.
Know.
I was on a betting app that we're not sponsored, so I'm not going to give a name out. They have percentage points for clutch, for choke, and for extra inning win percentage. And I don't know how accurate these things are, but according to this app, they have the Yankees as a 23% chance to choke, which means they have a lead in the 7th inning or later, and they blow the lead. And the Reds are at 14%. I don't know what that means, but if we can get past Fried and be in contention, maybe we can get to their bullpen and maybe sneak one out. I don't know, but I thought that was an interesting note. I wanted to add it because I've never seen that before.
Yeah, I mean, I would obviously choke percentage after the 7th, like you've got a lead or something. But the Yankee bullpen's kind of been taxed as well. It didn't, obviously it worked out for the Reds that the Boone pulled Rodon after 6 last night. But you're not going to have Mark Wider Jr. tonight, I don't think. He's pitched in each of the first 2 games. They used Williams last night and Weaver. I think Weaver pitched an inning and 2/3 or so, if I'm not mistaken. So who knows if he is available. If you can get to this Yankee bullpen, and they only have one lefty in Tim Hill, you've got your lineup set to face a lefty. If you can get, make Fried grind a little bit, get some right-handed relievers in there. You could definitely see Will Benson come off the bench, Gavin Lux come off the bench, and give this team a shot to get to that bullpen, get some late-game runs, and up that choke percentage for the Yankees.
Yeah,
we're a choke percentage pod.
Pro choke percentage. Our good friend Mike Hart just sent me a text a few minutes ago that Jonathan Loizaga is going to be out of the game tonight, so that's another bullpen arm they're going to be short today too.
Yeah, he didn't look good last night either. I think Talking Yanks said that they thought he exited with an injury. So
they have it
who knows?
as an illness.
They might be down a man. Illness, gotcha. Could be heat related, man. It was brutal out there last night.
He fell ill of the Reds lineups, what it was.
Yeah. Definitely did. You have any predictions tonight? I see you have some notes on Steer, note on Ellie. Got any predictions heading in or lines you would like to give the people tonight?
Yeah. According to that same app, Spencer Steer has recorded at least one RBI in each of the Reds' last 4 home games. So that's an interesting nugget to know. I think that was a plus 175 bet. I don't know what those are on the other apps. Maybe just check it out. And then Ellie De La Cruz has scored at least 1 run in each of the Reds' last 4 games overall. He's been sneaky good. And I saw a post today that I've always sort of kind of compared him to him, but it was a post about comparing Ellie De La Cruz to Barry Bonds through their first 338 games. So through 338 games, Ellie De La Cruz and Barry Bonds both batting .255. Ellie De La Cruz has an on-base percentage of .330, and Barry Bonds has an on-base percentage of .337. Slugging percentage, Ellie's at .462, and Barry Bonds is at .474. Home runs, Ellie actually has him beat by 1. He's got 56, and Bonds had 55. And stolen bases, Barry Bonds was known to be a 5-tool player. Ellie has 123, and Barry Bonds had 79. So, I mean, that's a pretty good comp to compare Ellie De La Cruz to Barry Bonds, especially Pittsburgh Barry Bonds, because he was easily a Hall of Famer from 86 to 95.
Yeah. I think it's sometimes, Ellie gets some flack for things that happen out on the field. I saw it after in the 11th, he thought the game was over. Minimal mistakes are going to happen. But it's important for this fan base to know that we have a literal generational talent here. I mean, there's never going to be another Barry Bonds, but there might not ever be another Ellie De La Cruz. So it's important to cherish kind of what we have at the moment. We are we're not. I wouldn't say we're blessed as Reds fans due to team success over the last 25 years, but we've definitely been blessed with talent at the shortstop position. So we definitely need to appreciate Mr. De La Cruz for what he is and showing up to play every day. That's another huge thing. He's here to play all 162.
Yeah, I mean, I couldn't say it better myself. I was looking at some numbers, and in Ellie's first full season, he set the record for the most home runs by a switch hitter in Reds history. Felipe Lopez had that mark back in 2005, I believe. And to do that in your first season, I mean, you know he's got the potential to do more than that. So he's just going to keep setting the bar. And yeah, I get it. The defense does need improved. But if that's the one thing we're worried about right now with him, I mean, we're lucky, and reps, he's going to figure it out with reps. He just needs the reps. And I think he just maybe laxes in the easy situations and maybe kind of underestimates his arm and tries to throw it too hard, and then that's why he ended up throwing it in the dugout. But I mean, we are truly lucky that not only do we have him, but we have him for the next 5 years through 2029. And not only him, the other guys that we have, like Hunter Green's under contract through 2029, 2030 with the club option. Like, we have guys here for some time. So I think, yeah, we need the front office to do more, but we also have to show up to the games to show them that we care and we want them to do more. We can't just complain on Twitter, or can't just complain on Facebook or any social media. If they don't see us at the game, they don't think that we care. So why would they put money into a team that they're not? They don't think we're invested in.
Yeah, and we've got to invest not only our time but our dollars, because as we said earlier, every dollar in this organization seems to matter, and we want them to buy at the deadline. I mean, need some bullpen help. As good as the bullpen's been, they pitched a lot, and I think it would definitely benefit this team. Maybe get some starting pitching depth. Bat in the lineup would be huge. We know Luis Robert got pulled in the first inning today. Not sure what that's about, but maybe we see Luis Robert on Friday in Cincinnati. That'd be pretty cool. Not as a Padre though. Not as a Padre.
Yeah. That'd be funny if we had some breaking news. We just break it live on the show, and then we would just go live right after. But yeah, I mean, he's a guy that, he's struggling. Luis Robert is, but I think maybe part of that is I don't think he wants to be in Chicago for one. So why would he care? But then you also want, if you're trading for a guy, you want him to care in bad situations. But also, I mean, he's in Chicago and they're terrible. And if you can get him and you can buy low, like Nick's been talking about on the post-game shows, get him for you're not going to get him for a low-level prospect. If you can get him for like a mid-level prospect, like a top, 10 through 13 through 16 prospect out of the top 30, I mean, that's a good deal, especially if you're taking on his salary. So, I mean, you could have him for, I think, 2 more years with the club options. And if he stinks, you just don't take the club option and you just take the loss. But he does have potential to be a good bat in the lineup and a very good defensive center fielder.
I agree. And as many times as I've harped on the Moustakas deal and the Candelario deal, I would so much rather the Reds swing and miss than never swing at all. Is just the way that I look at it. I would so much rather they trade for Luis Robert, he come in here and suck, than he goes somewhere else and mashes.
Yeah.
I would much rather that. But we've been on for about 35 minutes. We're going to go ahead and head out of here for the day. Ricky, thank you so much for joining. I believe Max is on vacation. He'll be back next week. You're on Friday with Mike? Is that correct?
All week this week. Hopefully that means we're undefeated.
Yeah. Well, if we're undefeated, I might be out of a job if
no.
Ricky's been on all week.
No, it's been a
right,
pleasure.
guys, well,
Anytime you guys need help, I'm here.
Hey, absolutely. Well, thank you all so much for tuning in. Go Reds, sweep the Yankees.
Go Reds.